What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Human League. We're going back to the Dare album, 1981. Once again, big shout out to Han Solo for sharing the Human League material. And the next tune is Do or Die. It's a statement of finality, meaning there will be an outcome, an event or a decision, and it can go one way or another, and whichever way it goes will be permanently or ultimately consequential. I feel like underlying the essence of the phrase do or die is also that there's no room for inaction. Not doing something will lead to you failing and it falling into the negative category. So do or die is not only you have one chance, but if you don't act, then essentially you'll fail. And despite what Yoda says, I would argue that trying is an essential precondition of deliberative action. So you will try. There's no guarantee you will succeed. Either way, I'm curious to hear what the context of this very consequential ultimatum essentially is. So let's find out. This is Human League Do or Die from the 1981 album Dare. Tribal. Something about that plinky slide gives it like a Caribbean vibe in that moment. But then the main melody, it's got this funk to it. Yeah, this almost sounds like tribal house. I do like this natural instrument mixed with a lot of electronic flavor. Presumably it's all on keyboards, but times it's reminded me of early Depeche. This feels like something I would not, but not this section. Like the epic, like string pads or whatever. Feels like an extended mix. Cool tune. I can't claim to know exactly the essence of the title phrase, even though it's part of the chorus. But yeah, ultimately it sounds like it is a immediately consequential decision. It's everything. It's life or death. So yeah, I'm curious to hear what people have to say about that. Sonically, again, there were some moments where it was reminding me of some other groups, including early Depeche, but then there's parts of it where it had more of a funky swagger than I would associate with some of the groups it was making me think of. So it had some different flavors along the way. But again, even though I think everything was likely on keyboards, it felt like a couple of those layers, including that like plinky, I don't know, it wasn't like a harpsichord. I don't even know like what instrument type it was, but essentially that mixed with some more like formally like buzzing electronic sounds and those background like string pads, it had this cool balance of like, it felt like it could be a pop tune with like more formal instruments, but it was like electrified, and it was ultimately more of a synth pop tune. So either way, again, it's interesting to hear this and then the Heaven 17 album, which people have pointed out to me. It's like this weird irony that like this album is more synth heavy, whereas the first Heaven 17 album is a bit more proper, or like natural instrument, and more of a like less of a synth heavy album, even though Martin Ware was keen to do synth stuff only when Human League was the first iteration. In any case, yeah, a cool tune, even if I'm not sure what it's about, and one that had some cool sonic flavors. I particularly enjoyed that more, not triumphant necessarily, but more energetic riff that came in when I mentioned that it was reminding me of like early Depeche a little bit. That might have been my favorite part. But yeah, interested to hear what people have to say. I've noticed that this album does seem to have more of a like appreciation among people who know Human League than maybe either the first two albums. So again, I get it, it's like part of their larger story, but I have been intrigued by and enjoying this first album under this new configuration, which, and again, Han Solo mentioned that at some point the women are going to start playing more of a role in terms of their vocal performance and so on. So looking forward to it all. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.